So how many people out there voted for Barack Obama? It's good? It's good. There were a lot of people out there on November 4th. They were out there cheering, yelling, yes we can. They were all happy. I wasn't one of them. The reason is because after he became president, I can no longer play the race card. The race card is a staple of who I am. I used to play that motherfucker like Pokemon. I choose you! But now I can't use it anymore. All because of him. See, for me, using the race card, it wasn't out of racism or malice or hate. For me, it was out of necessity. It was a tool, like a screwdriver, or a hammer, or a bat. Sometimes you have to hit people over the head with it to get what you want. Like I said, it was only when necessary. And I did this ever since I was a little child. I grew up in Chicago. Used to go to Lincoln Park, huge park, play basketball, baseball all day. And of course, I'd be hungry after a day of playing. But I didn't have any money, so I had to improvise. And even at the tender age of 10, I knew what to do. Use the race card. Now, of course, I had to start off simple. I had to use black families. They had these family reunions all over the place. So I made sure to go into one. And I'd walk in and I'd do my little shuffle. And I'd head over to where the food is at. And of course, after a while, people are wondering, who's this kid? I haven't seen him before. So somebody will walk over and they'll be like, who are you with, boy? I'll be like, I'm Cousin Boo. See, what you gotta know about black culture is that there's always a Cousin Boo, there's always a Cousin Leroy. So if as long as you have these names, you can throw them out at an instant's notice, you're able to get what you want. Now, of course, sometimes somebody will want to know who my mother is. Usually it'd be an old lady, she'd come hobbling over. Who's your mama, boy? I'd be like, that week. Again, any name that has Mika, Lika, Rika, Tanika, Shanika, you're gold. So of course they'd be like, oh yeah, back week. So sorry what happened to you. And I'm in there. Now, that went on fine. But after a while, there weren't that many black barbecues out there. I don't know, a recession or something. So I had to improvise once again. I'd find Latino families. I'd walk up and I'd be like, hey, ¿cómo está? Hey. And of course, they're all looking at me like, wait a minute, this doesn't match. This guy's not supposed to be here. So of course, they'd come over and they'd be like, hey, who are you? And then I'd have to break out the most mangled Spanish you've ever heard. I'd be like, mi amo Blanco Diablo Hamburguesa. Yeah. And they'd look at me like, your name is White Devil Hamburger? That's right. White Devil Hamburger. And at this point, I have to grab some tortillas and tostadas and get the hell out of there before they kill me. I mean, we're all for the black and brown relations, but there's a limit. Of course, then there was the white families. And that's where the race card really came into play. I'd walk in there and, it's like a bowling ball rolling through a bunch of pins. One thing doesn't look like the other. But I noticed that they were a little scared. They don't want to quickly just approach me because they weren't quite sure what my reaction would be. I think that they were a little scared of me, at least some of them. And I think the other part, they probably thought I was like Save the Children or help the impoverished youth of the city. Of course, I was skinnier then, so I could play off that. But eventually, somebody would muster up enough courage, and they'd walk over and they'd say, I don't know who you are. Who are you with? And then I'd have to be quick. Oh, I I am Utumbo. I'm from Africa. I was adopted by, you know who adopted me. See, back in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a boom of white people adopting African kids. This was long before Madonna and Angelina Jolie bought up all the black kids. So then, they'd have to think about it because they don't remember. They know that at least one of their friends adopted a black kid, but they don't know which one. So they'll just spout it out. They're like, oh, are you Martha's son? Be like, yes, I am Martha's son. Yeah, Martha.